So don't tell me even after all of this, Big Goofy can't even hold her liquor. Y'all, Big Goofy really did it this time. Chelsea really did the big one this time. Let's talk about it, y'all. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We're here to talk Love is Blind. This is season 6, episode 10. I want to start off by, before I forget, by thanking some people for super thanks over the past couple videos for Love is Blind. So Hope Andrea underscore HFG. Thank you, Biz Bings Bong. Thank you, Monique King, the number one commenter. Monique is in everybody's comments. Thank you, sis. And then Laquana1278. I don't remember if I thanked you or not, but thank you to the 4 of you for the super thanks. Super, super, super appreciate it because YouTube is free, right? And y'all don't have to send me money or anything like that, but I super, super do appreciate it, okay? So let's talk this episode. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments, your spoiler-free comments down below. So we start off with Jeremy and his mom. So he's telling his mom about the night with Sarah Ann. Okay, he said nothing inappropriate happened. Yeah, we talked. We had conversations that needed to be had. This is what I'm stuck on. Why? Why did y'all need to have conversations? That's the part that I personally, me myself, Tammy, that's the part that I don't understand, Jeremy. You picked Laura. You are engaged to Laura. You're saying how much you love Laura. So why did it bother you so much that Sarah Ann walked up to you, hugged you, and then went on about her happy ass day? I don't understand that. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So he then said, now we're getting a little bit more of the story. So he said that they were talking, it was late. Sarah said she was going to call an Uber. He asked her, how far do you live? She said 8 minutes away. 8 minutes away by Uber. He was like, don't even worry about it. I'll take you home. Okay? Winking. I can't wink with my eye because, did I tell y'all, so from being sick, I like popped a blood vessel in my eye. It's stressing me out. I can't stand. I won't even look that way because I don't want y'all to see it. But if for whatever reason, like the eye is like super whatever now. So like I can't wait, whatever. Y'all don't care, whatever. So he is saying that he decided that he was gonna drive Sarah home. 8 minutes away, okay? Let Laura tell it was a little bit more than 8 minutes, but 8 minutes away. So he said he drove her home, and then they talked a little bit more, and then he came home. His mama said, you lucky it wasn't me, because I'd have been waiting on that ass at the door. And I said, that's right, Mama Jeremy. Tell your ignorant ass son, because Jeremy is really acting as if Laura should be okay with this. Let's just say, by chance, let's say by chance that Jeremy is telling the truth and nothing happened. It's the audacity for me. It's the audacity for me. Jeremy has this like condescending undertone about himself, the way that he talks about this situation. Here you are, all but with your ex, y'all like to call these people your exes. Here you are going out all night, staying up, talking with your ex, and then you go to this lady's house. Yes, it's going to look away. So he's telling his mom, nothing happened. We were just talking. And his mom tells him, yeah, but your fiance doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. So we can ascertain that Laura did not meet up with his mama. So Jeremy said, well, if I would have known that I would potentially lose a fiance over this, why didn't it ever cross your mind? Did you think that you would be able to just go home, sleep on the couch, and nothing would happen? that Laura will wake up, hey babe, how you doing? Welcome home, schnookums. Like, did you think that that would happen? Why didn't you think that this has the possibility to ruin your relationship? If y'all were married, that would be, and you're out kicking it with your ex till 5:30 in the morning. You ain't even called and said nothing. Gone somewhere, Jeremy. So his mom was like, well, I know that you've been really excited about her. You even told me that you loved her. I've never heard you talk about anybody like this. So this is just, whoo. His mama just can't take life. Now she don't have no future daughter-in-law. Messed up Mama Jeremy's life. I hope you're pleased with yourself. So we get over to Chelsea and Jimmy. So they're meeting up with his family. Him and his sister look alike. So meeting up with his family, and they are telling his family, Chelsea and Jimmy, that they've talked about having kids, and they've talked about all the good things that you want to get out the way, the pressing matters before you embark onto a huge undertaking as so far, like an engagement or a marriage. So his sister said marriage is really hard. Why do y'all think y'all are ready for that? It's crazy to me. Like I told y'all last video, marriage is not supposed to be hard. My brother has told, like, me and my brother were talking about this because my brother is married. I am not, obviously. And my brother is like, he's been married. It'll be 5 years in October. And he's like, it is crazy to me the number of people that say marriage is hard. Marriage is not hard. Marriage takes work. If marriage is hard for you, if marriage is so absolutely hard, you doing it with the wrong person. You don't often, like, my parents don't say 45 years later, my parents don't say marriage is the hardest thing they've ever done. They say it's one of the most important, but it's not the hardest thing. Y'all doing marriage with the wrong people. And it's no shade to you, Jimmy's sister, but Jimmy said that their arguments haven't been that big of a deal. I beg to differ. You called her clingy. She said that you were disrespectful. You left the house. I would think that that's a big argument. If you are leaving the house, that's a big argument. But I digress. He said that he's been looking for this type of relationship for a while, and Chelsea has everything that he has been looking for, aside from looking like Megan Fox. So we get to AD. AD is with her mother. Said that she has not seen Clay since early yesterday afternoon. So AD says she planned this like little DIY romantical situation thing where I guess she had like a box and she had these 25 things that she liked about him, and she had all these snacks for him, set it up all nice and pretty. He didn't bother coming home. So while they're talking about this, his mama said, what she did, or her mother said, what'd he do? He in the CIA? He in the Secret Service? I said, not the Secret Service. Okay. So Clay comes in, didn't offer her mother, didn't bring her mother flowers, didn't bring a gift, didn't bring anything. Came in. I don't want to say it wrong because somebody said I'd be misquoting stuff. I don't remember if he greeted AD first, if he even hugged her mom. I don't remember how that went. But he sat down by AD and they started to have a conversation. The two of them, almost like the mother wasn't even there. So Clay said he's been working a lot. He said he's in tech sales and he does like boat rentals and stuff like that. And he said he feels bad about his schedule. He said he has always wanted to be married. He's been looking for a best friend and somebody that I guess has great adaptability about themselves. And he said that AD is everything that he has been looking for. He feels that he was made to be for AD. I feel like that's some shit to say. Typically, when people say that, it's in reverse, right? People have said, I feel like I feel like you were made for me. I feel like you were put here on earth for me. Nobody really says, I feel like I was here for you. We gotta have a little bit of perspective about ourselves, but you know. So he starts saying how he struggles with his parents' relationship and how it ended. And his mom, her mom, but her mom was like, whatever happened with your parents, that had nothing to do with you. Right? So, as parents, when your parents are going through things and they're going through a divorce or arguments, that's between them. That has nothing at all to do with you. So it's wild, completely wild that, well, not wild, but like he has to kind of remove himself from that, right? So his mom I keep saying her mom tells him that even though your parents divorced, they are still lucky that for 23 years, 24 years, they were able to say, I have this person, I know somebody. And I think she said for her it was 14 years. I don't know if AD's father and her divorced or he passed away first. I think they divorced and then he passed away. But she is just saying how the stuff that your parents go through, don't take that into your relationships. You see where they lacked, where they fell short. That is your opportunity to do better in a relationship. Learn from their mistakes, but don't internalize them. And her mom gave really, really good advice. I mean, really, really good advice. I liked her mom. I feel like her mom, I almost sound like a hater, but I feel like her mom does not know Clay the way and has not seen. Maybe, I don't know, maybe AD's not telling her mom everything that Clay has been saying and stuff like that. I don't know. But her mom like really likes Clay, feels like Clay is the one. So apparently her mother or AD told her mom, yeah, she said that I can follow him about following Clay. Her mom feels that they can work. They have the tools to make this thing work. It's really Clay having to get out of his own way. But see, Clay was raised in a family. Clay has a father as a leader that has all but told him that it's okay to cheat on your wife. When you are taking your child on your infidelity trips, your infidelity excursions, that's crazy. So that is what Clay looks at about marriage, right? I said that I'm not even gonna get into that because y'all were upset about my opinion on when I talked about this last time. So Clay gets up and walks away, and AD is like, "Do you see him? How gorgeous he is?" And I thought that was very telling. AD then say, "Do you see what I'm talking about? How he's internalizing this?" AD went straight for the looks. AD is with Clay because she thinks he is aesthetically pleasing. AD is overlooking all the other red flags that Clay is putting out. The red flags are bouncing off her forehead left and right, and she's ignoring it because he's cute to her. So AD says she will follow him off a cliff with a parachute because she believes he will catch her at the bottom. I have never heard that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Her mom tells her to fight for him, tells AD fight for him. When Clay comes back, her mom tells them fight for each other. Y'all can make this work. Calls him Barack, calls her Michelle, and shakes their hand. And that's when I knew it was time for me to go on to the next scene. You, Amy and Johnny. So they meet with her dad. Her dad seems like a really nice guy, and basically Johnny tells him what he's been telling us that he wants to retire early. He does not, by the time he gets to 55, 50, 55, he wants to be able to retire so that he can go off and do something else that is more fulfilling, not because he needs the money. So he wants to learn how to surf so he can teach kids how to surf, or learn how to snowboard so he can teach kids how to snowboard. But ultimately, he asks for her dad's blessing, and her dad gives it without any issues, which I feel like Amy kind of overhyped, not thinking that her dad was going to do it, but okay. So this is where we get to the meat and potatoes of the episode. Big Goofy and Jimmy's argument. So after meeting up with his parents earlier that day, they're sitting out, kicking it on the balcony, okay? He tells her it was a really huge step for him to introduce her to his family. He does not do that often. He don't bring his parents around everybody often. So like this was big, okay? Basically on some girl be thankful. So she's like, and I was so cranky with you this morning. Apparently, after the camera wrapped yesterday, night before for them, Jimmy said, okay, well, I'm going to go out. Jimmy got in the shower, he got dressed, and he went to a friend's birthday party. She's like, you didn't ask me to go. He said, yes, I did. I did ask you to go. I said numerous times, you can come with me if you want. That's not exactly asking somebody to go, but he also followed it up by saying you didn't want to go anyways because you was wrapped up in the bed. So she is like, well, I got a phone call, I got text messages, I got messages from some of the girls from the pods that hit me up and asked, where I was. Because your man is out and you're not out with him. Now, I'm going to say this. That is not messy. You should not be embarrassed by that. You should not feel a way about that. If your dude is out and some of your friends or some people happen to be out as well, and they say, damn, girl, where are you at? Jimmy's here. Why you not out? Why is that embarrassing to you? So she then said that she does not want to deal with the man that wants to go out. He was like, I went out for one drink. I spent majority of the time in the car. I was gone for an hour and a half. She acknowledges, yeah, you weren't gone long. You were, you were there and then you did come right back. She said it's embarrassing to get asked where she is because somebody else sees him out at a bar. What's embarrassing about that? He said, well, I told you that I like going to wine bars and I don't mind going out for a drink or two. She said that that's not the kind of person I want to be with. You lied in the pods. You didn't say that you like to do that. You said you don't do anything. She then said that he was out with his female friends. So she starts asking, where do you go when you're not at work? Who are you texting all day? What are you doing this? And he said, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you even talking about? He said, look, if you got a problem with my friends, get over it. You sign up to be with me. You sign up to be with my friends. And that's very true. When you marry somebody, you marry their friends. You do. You marry their friends. So she then is like, well, you're talking to them all day, and she starts spiraling. So he says, look, do you want me to take a step back from my friends? She said, yes. He said, I'm not willing to do that. Y'all, I hollered. Why you bring it up if you're not... I hollered. I had to pause the TV. That is wild, Jimmy. That is wild. And we know how Big Goofy gets, right? But for you to be like, you want me to do something? I ain't gonna do it. Okay. So he then goes up in the house. He's in the house brushing his teeth. She follows him and it's like, I'm uncomfortable with your friends. Now, this is interesting because you knew that Jimmy had these two female friends, right? You met them. I'm sure Jimmy has told you all about these ladies. So if you have an issue with his friends, you should have said something then. But you can't come now because you done had a couple glasses of wine. You got a little courage juice in your body. You can't now start reeling and start saying all this like basically super rude, low-key controlling stuff. So he then reiterates the point he's not going to step back from his friends because, one, you've never even said this. This is all new information. So she's like, well, you slept with your female friends, and I know it because you told me. I said, child. So he's like, yeah, I told you off camera in confidence because I want you to trust me around her. So I'm gonna say this: it's fucked up, Chelsea, for you to bring that up on camera when he told you off camera because he wanted to protect that friend who appears on camera. Now you got all of Love Is Blind, the viewers wondering which one of them, excuse me, wondering which one of them you slept with, right? So Chelsea is then like, I heard, who were you at the bar with? He said, I was at the bar with 8 fraternity brothers, 2 of their wives. And she said, no, you weren't. I heard you were out with Jess. Big Goofy. Look, this is why I call Chelsea Big Goofy, right? Because you being goofy right now, sis. You acting crazy. Like, here's the thing. You are so intimidated by the mere thought of Jessica because you know, as a lot of us have been saying, that you were deceptive and you were manipulative when you decided you were deceptive and manipulative when you decided to say you look like Megan Fox so that you could win Jimmy over her. And that's why you're so insecure about everything now. So he was like, I was not out with Jess. In the way that he said that, I believe him. That was on some, oh, you big tripping. I was not out with that lady. So he's like, who told you that? Was it Mackenzie? No, she was like, well, Mackenzie told me. He said, I don't know who Mackenzie is. So Jimmy hasn't even met Mackenzie. Chelsea? So Jimmy said that I was gone for an hour and a half for a friend's birthday, and I believe that I think that was reasonable. Chelsea doesn't. Chelsea believes that that was unreasonable. He then said, you don't have too much to fucking drink, okay? That's where this is coming from. You got this liquid courage going through you. What's good? Because if you can't hold your liquor, that's a whole different set of problems. She then said that she doesn't want to be with somebody that wants to go out. He said that he goes out maybe a couple times a month or so. She don't want him to go out ever. That is unreasonable. I'm sorry, but that's unreasonable. Y'all are 30 years old. It is unreasonable for you to not want your partner, your spouse, your mate to go out for an hour and a half to get a drink for somebody's birthday. The real issue is that Chelsea is so scared that Jimmy's going to run into Jess because all these pod people been kicking it, that he's going to run into Jess and run off with her. That's what it is. He then asks if she thinks he's full of shit. She said yes. She says yes. He then asks if, he said, well then fine. If you think I'm full of shit, if you think that about me, I don't want to be with you either. So he then asks do you think that I love you? She said, I don't know. He said, well then it's not going to work, right? So he goes into the bathroom. He's stressed. You done stressed this man out. She walks her drunk ass after him and said, please don't leave. Chelsea, go to hell. Go to hell. Because I just feel like Chelsea is this person. It's like Chelsea wants him. Chelsea picks arguments. She's picking arguments with him because she wants him to say over and over and prove to her, I said I love you. What else do you want? I love you. I love you. I love you. That's what she wants to hear. And it's unfortunate that Chelsea even feels and thinks that the only way that she can get this man to say I love you is to push him into a corner and make him think or gaslight him into saying it, basically. That's what she's doing. She gaslights Jimmy into saying, I love you over and over and over so that she can hear the words. So he tells her, you overstep my boundaries. That's it. And he walks past her, and then she want to sit on the floor and cry. Cry that ass to sleep. Chelsea behaved absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So we get to AD and Clay. So they're sitting in their kitchen, living room, whatever, open concept. She's washing dishes, he's working. And I hate the way they talk to each other because I feel like they talk in broken sentences. It's like, we got to do this, man. That's crazy. Let's do that over there. I know because I like it too. That's why. It's like, what are y'all talking about? They don't have fluid conversations. So they end up doing their marriage license, um, I guess electronically. I thought you had to like go down to City Hall to submit for that, but I guess not in North Carolina. So he said that he was watching Love Is Blind. I said, look at this breaking the fourth wall bullshit here. So he said he was watching Love Is Blind and said that he noticed that a lot of these men, the stuff that they say, the way that they talk, they all say the things that sound like they are ready to get married. He said that he doesn't talk mature like that. He sounds immature. He thinks he sounds childish. He's not there. He then tells her, I love our sexual chemistry and our gossip. I want him to stop saying that they sit around and gossip together. I really want him to stop saying that. Just say that y'all sit around and talk. Don't say that y'all gossip because it sounds bad. It sounds bad. It sounds like y'all sit around and talk about other people because that's literally what gossip is. Just say that y'all sit around and talk. He wants to know. He then goes on to say that he believes love is love, and he wants to know why a date dictates their relationship. AKA, I don't want to get married into 2 weeks. So AD said, well, we signed up for this process, okay? I'm okay with a yes or a no at the altar. I prepared myself for both. But we signed up for this knowing what the commitments were, knowing what the dates were. I'm not going to be a long-term fiance, and that's why I signed up for this, to be a 1-month fiance. If you say no, I don't know if I can continue dating you outside of the process. And that's what kills me. Like, Clay, when you signed up for this, you knew what the dates were. Y'all are in the pods for what, 2 weeks? Do y'all have a week on the honeymoon, air quotes, honeymoon, and then y'all are back into the shared apartment for like another 3 weeks. So you, before the wedding, you know what the dates are. So for you to like now say that you don't know where y'all love has to be reduced to a date, it's not reduced to a date. That's not what that is at all. So he tells her that he's not confident in leading a relationship and needs her help. AD is so sprung off this man, and I think it's purely based on his looks, unfortunately. I don't, because she doesn't say much about how she's attracted to his personality, or she thinks he's funny, or she thinks he's endearing, or, anything like that. It's always just, yeah, isn't he cute? Oh my God, he's so gorgeous. So we then get Big Goofy and Jimmy. She comes on back to the house full of shame and regret. She said she went home to hang out. You went home to cry. You went home to cry. He said, look, I introduced you to my parents, and I could not have been more sure of us in that moment. And then here you come. And now I don't trust your judgment at all. He said, I felt betrayed the other night, and I have now decided I don't want to get married no more. I said, damn, Jimmy, get to it, don't you? Why don't you? Jimmy said, y'all ain't gonna have to edit this. I'm gonna get right to it. So he said his feelings were hurt, and that she said that she does not think he loves her. And I can see why his feelings would be hurt. Here I am yelling and screaming that I love you, dumbass, and all you're doing is lying or is lying on me, saying I was hanging out with another woman that you have let consume your thoughts and that you are so insecure about. So Big Goofy apologizes and said that those things were really heavy on her heart. She did say, yeah, my delivery was off, and I can't apologize anymore for it. She said it's not fair for him to throw in the towel after one bad night over a little hiccup. Yeah, drinking's not healthy. No, it's not healthy for you. Well, not healthy at all, but it's not healthy for you because you can't hold your liquor. You can't hold your liquor. She then said, what else could she possibly do to get him to maybe say yes? Here's the thing. This is not just one night, though. Y'all had the night already when y'all got into this same type of argument where you're questioning him and you're accusing him of not being around you enough, not telling you I love you enough, not kissing you enough. So now this week you have just kicked it up a notch, and now it has become that, you're not home enough. I don't want you out with anybody else. I don't know who you're out with. I don't want you to have friends. Chelsea is given isolation. Why are you trying to isolate this man? Why? So he then says that, well, you can never cross those lines again. And what bothered me the most about this part of the interaction is that she's asking, I almost said Clay. She's asking Jimmy, what can I do so that we can get to a point where you want to continue working on us? He's telling her, and everything she said was you too. You too. Yeah, same for you. No, sit back and take it. I can't stand when somebody is explaining how they feel about something, what they need from somebody, and instead of Chelsea owning it and taking it, yes, I was wrong. I got drunk and dumped all these emotions and spilled all my insecurities onto you. I was unfair in that argument. That's all Chelsea had to say. But the way that she was like, same for you, you too, yeah, you too, both of us, like, that was lame. That was lame. Very, very, very bad energy, Chelsea. So he said that he's there because he loves her. He wants to give it another shot. He forgives her. I feel like Chelsea got 2 strikes. 2 strikes, Big Goofy. 2 of them. 2. But this is a pattern, Jimmy. So just know that this is how Chelsea handles conflict. This is how Chelsea deals with her emotions. Y'all arguments are going to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worser, right? So then she's like, you sitting there looking all good in them sweatpants. I said, oh yeah, the sweat pits and his salmon colored t-shirt are really turning you on, sis. Talking about she loved his sweatpants. So then they start cuddling, and she was like, are you going to make me some cookies? And he was like, I'm tired. Don't you start that bullshit again. He was like, I didn't get enough sleep last night. Do y'all know what Big Goofy said? She said, oh, because you were probably at the club. I said, this is what I'm talking about, Jimmy. She's not sorry at all. She's not sorry at all. Y'all arguments are only going up from here. They're only going up. Whew. So then we finally get to the lake. We're having a lake party. The girls are sitting around talking, and they have a scrunchie of truth. Amy said that she heard that Jeremy and Sarah Ann talked until 5 a.m. in the morning, and that nothing happened. She said, but I also heard from a guy. Laura said, well, what do you think happened? Okay. She said that she does not have respect for Sarah. She calls her immature and said that Sarah does not have respect for women. I think the same could be said for you too, Lori. This is the same woman that wanted her fiance to bean dip another woman. This is the same woman that told her friend Jessica to go ahead and make sure you do meet up with Jimmy. Go on and meet up with Jimmy so Jimmy can see what he missed out on with you. You don't respect women either. You're immature as well. She then said that Jeremy is the one that made the commitment to her, so she is the one that she is truly upset with. Laura doesn't think that Jeremy ever cared for her at all. Cue Jeremy walking in with a Hawaiian shirt on, choosing all the violence in the world. So he tells the guys that he is scared to talk to Laura, said that they have not seen each other for 4 days, have not spoken for 3. So he was texting her, and she was like, oh, how sad that your name went from fiance to Jeremy in my phone. She wouldn't give him her address. He tried to send flowers, and he said, why would I fight for that? Because you were in the wrong, Jeremy. You were in the wrong. If you truly love her and want to be with her and want to work things out, then yeah, you need to beg to get her back. You were in the wrong. You stayed out till 5:30 in the morning talking to the woman that you almost proposed to in the pods, then lied about being at her house. Yeah, you do have to fight for this. What's wrong with Jeremy? Oh, Jesus. So Trevor comes in. He done cut his mullet off. I need Trevor to get a skincare regimen. He is always inflamed all up in there and it looks painful. So when they were like, "Oh my God, Trevor," Chelsea almost broke her damn neck trying to turn around. "Oh my God, what a beefcake!" Oh no, Chelsea, no big goofy. Don't you even look at Trevor. Don't even look at Trevor because remember, you don't want Jimmy around women at all. So the audacity of you to be looking at Trevor calling him a beefcake. No, ma'am. But she said Trevor is the type of guy, the build that she usually goes after. Mackenzie and Jessica show up, and Jimmy is staring at Jessica. She comes over to greet him. He gives her, the side church hug. And it's awkward, but he is staring at her. She's staring at him. They clearly think the other is attractive. Chelsea is shook. Okay. Laura took off her ring, shows everybody, talk about if he wants it back, I would tell him to kick rocks. Well, technically says if you call off the engagement, you need to give the ring back. That's how I always thought it worked, but okay. So Jimmy and Jessica go to the side to talk, and the conversation is a lot better than I thought it would be. Jessica was on some, "How are y'all doing? I want you to be good to Chelsea. I'm happy for the both of you. The husband that is meant for me is going to, I'm not going to have to beg this man to tell me how he feels about me. He's going to validate me without me having to ask for it." Jimmy said that he's nervous around her and he felt pressured by her to propose. And she was like, "I never pressured you at all. Ever." She said, "But you never told me how you feel about me." And he says that she's the smartest person he knows. And that was, kind of it. She said it stings to be around them, but she's happy for them. And then we see Big Goofy staring into the abyss because she's over there thinking that Jessica is about to take her dude when Jessica doesn't even seem like she's trying to even really go there with Jimmy. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys for episode 11. Peace.